Setting the intonation is actually one of the last steps in the setup process. So before you move on to this step, you'll want to make sure that your neck relief is right, that your action is set, and that your nut slots are all properly cut. Once you have all that right, then you can get on to setting your intonation. Before I tell you how to intonate your guitar, I'm going to tell you what it means for it to be intonated. Essentially, what you want from your guitar is for the distance between the top of the nut right here to the end of the 12th fret to be the same as the distance between the same spot at the 12th fret and the saddles. When it's off a little bit, whether it's a little bit short or a little bit long, it'll actually push your guitar out of pitch as you get higher up the fingerboard, and that doesn't really sound very good. When setting the intonation on your guitar, you're going to want a higher quality tuner, something that can really pick up on the pitch of what you're playing. I like to use this Strobo Plus. This is a really accurate tuner. I've also seen it used by most luthiers and guitar techs. The first step of intonating your guitar is first making sure that your strings are in tune. So you go ahead and you strum the open string. If it's out of tune, then this is where you go ahead and change that tuning. And then you fret the 12th fret of the same string, strum it again, and if that note is also in tune, then your string is intonated. You then repeat the process across all of the strings, and on this guitar I know that the D string is not properly intonated, so I'm just going to jump straight to that one. You'll see here, the D string is in tune, but when I fret the 12th fret, it's a little bit flat. Which means that the string is too long from this point to the saddle, and the fix is really easy. So you're going to want to go ahead and identify what kind of screwdriver that you need to change the position of this saddle right here. Here you can see it's a flathead screw. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my flathead screw bit and change the intonation. And also you want to do this in playing position because the gravity of the strings, if you have it this way, it'll be pulling it down, and even though it seems like a negligible difference, it will make a difference. So if you intonate it in this position, and then you bring it up to this position, it's not going to be properly intonated. What we're going to do here is we're going to take our screwdriver, find the D string, and we're going to make this string essentially shorter from this point to the 12th fret. And we do that by tightening the screw and bringing this saddle up a little bit. This is actually an instance where you can see that this saddle is actually all the way up already. So what I'm going to have to do is loosen this string, pull this out, and flip this saddle around, so that this part is facing this way to give me a little bit more space for intonation. So I'm just going to unscrew this completely, fully free the saddle from the screw, flip it around so that the point of contact can be a little bit further up, as you can see. Put the screw back in and replace it back into the bridge. As you can see, the saddle is flipped now. I'll go ahead and take my screwdriver and turn it to bring this saddle all the way back up to the front. Tune this back up to pitch and check the intonation. Now it's a tiny bit sharp. I overshot the mark a little bit, so I'm going to take my screwdriver one more time and pull this back just a little bit. And the other thing too is when you adjust the saddle position, it will also take the string out of tune, so you have to tune up first and then check again. And that's intonated.